We want to talk now to some of those whistleblowers because yesterday, 3 FBI whistleblowers testified before Congress, and their allegations were damning. Here is former FBI Special Agent Steve Friend. Have a look.
In August 2022, I made protected whistleblower disclosures to my immediate supervisor, assistant special agents in charge, and special agent in charge about my concerns regarding January 6 investigations assigned to my office. I believed our departures from case management rules established in the FBI's Domestic Investigations and Operations Guide could have undermined potentially righteous prosecutions and may have been part of an effort to inflate the FBI's statistics on domestic extremism. The FBI weaponized the security clearance processes to facilitate my removal from active duty within 1 month of my disclosures. In addition to an indefinite unpaid suspension, the FBI initiated a campaign of humiliation and intimidation to punish and pressure me to resign. In violation of HIPAA, individuals at the FBI leaked my private medical information to a reporter at the New York Times. I pray that all members consider the information I and my fellow whistleblowers present. You may think I'm a political partisan. You may think I am a grifter. You may think I'm a conspiracy theorist. It does not matter. Simply put, this committee should avoid the temptation to impugn the character and the motivations of the messengers seated before you.
Well, joining us now with more of the former FBI whistleblower you just heard from, senior fellow at the Center for Renewing America, Steve Friend. Steve, thank you for your service, and thank you for having the guts to step forward and testify before Congress. Having been one that asked the questions, I got to tell you, it's never fun for somebody to come testify, and I'm sure they're probably coming after you, trying to impugn your character despite your plea. But tell us again, from your firsthand experience, how political the Department of Justice has become, as opposed to that body that's supposed to, have a blindfold on it and treat everybody the same.
I think it's very apparent that the way that they're selecting certain prosecutions, and we've seen examples of that with Mark Hawk in Pennsylvania and Philadelphia, and that was an individual standing outside of an abortion clinic and selectively enforcing the FACE Act. I think with the latest revelation about the radical traditional Catholic memo that was generated from the Richmond field office, where they were essentially choosing certain viewpoints that are traditional marriage, pro-life, pro-border sovereignty. Those are all viewpoints that are deemed to be problematic, and we're essentially wrapping them in the label of potential anti-government extremism that is just code for MAGA Republican.
Now, to hear it from the administration, hear the president himself, he'll tell you that white supremacy is the biggest terrorist threat to the United States of America. I mean, being there in the field as an FBI agent, is that true from your vantage point?
That certainly wasn't the case from my vantage point, but I think that the callus has maybe grown a little bit thick on the skin from people just being called and labeled racist if they tend to vote conservative, and they're trying to come up with this new and novel term to essentially categorize them as something that's problematic, and that's why you see 2 of the top 4 priorities within the national security branch for the FBI are anti-government extremism and racial ethnic extremism, which is parenthetically white nationalism. And as far as the president's concerned, if you go back to his speech at Independence Hall on September 1st of last year, those are the 2 qualities that he tried to paint the broad brush of anybody who not just supports former President Trump, but might even vote just generally Republican in any election.
Yeah, my concern is that terrorism, foreign terrorism, bioweapons, other types of things that may truly happen, feels like we've taken our eye off the ball, and that's the concern. Real quickly, Steve, what's the #1 thing we can do to help reform the Department of Justice and specifically the FBI?
It's not about defunding federal law enforcement. It's about empowering local law enforcement. We should be looking to deputize local detectives from sheriff's offices and police offices. And those are the folks that know what's going on in Main Street, and they're not going to be so responsive to what the demands are from K Street when they are trying to address these crimes and bring federal charges forward.
No, well said. Steve Friend, I wish the best to you. And again, thank you for your service, and thank you for joining us tonight on Hannity. We do appreciate it.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.